welcome. Thank you for choosing to join me on this journey, for allowing this space of quiet reflection into your day. I invite you to find a comfortable position. Perhaps let your shoulders soften and allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. My name is Silas, and this is The Wanderer, my faithful traveling home, a place from which I observe the world at a gentle, unhurried pace. It's a philosophy of travel that values the small moments, the quiet observations, and the deep sense of peace that can be found in simply being present. The Wanderer has carried me through landscapes of incredible diversity, from the serene spiritual atmosphere of Kyoto's ancient temples and gardens, to the high-altitude stillness and ancient stones of Cusco, and the labyrinthine waterways and timeless beauty of Venice. That profound sense of spiritual calm I felt amidst Kyoto's sacred spaces, the way tradition and nature intertwine so seamlessly there, is a feeling I find myself anticipating once more as we journey deeper into Southeast Asia. The air filtering through my carriage window is growing warmer, more humid, carrying the scent of unfamiliar blossoms and damp earth, as the verdant, mountainous landscape of Laos unfolds, guiding us towards Luang Prabang. In the chapters ahead, as we arrive and settle into the gentle rhythm of Luang Prabang, I am particularly drawn to the prospect of witnessing the daily alms-giving ceremony, the takbat, understanding it not as a spectacle, but as a quiet act of devotion that has shaped the town's spiritual heartbeat for centuries. I also hope to spend unhurried moments within the ancient walls of Wat Xieng Thong, to observe the intricate tree of life mosaic and feel the centuries of peaceful contemplation that permeate its grounds. And I listen, even now, for the anticipated soundscape, the gentle flow of the Mekong River, mingling with the distant chime of temple bells, a symphony of tranquility. This is an invitation to slow down with me, to notice the subtle beauty in the everyday, and to find a measure of calm in these shared moments of observation. Let the gentle sounds of the journey and the unfolding narrative soothe you as we explore the serene dawns and quiet corners of Luang Prabang together. If you find comfort and a sense of peace in these travels, perhaps consider liking this recording or subscribing to the channel to continue our journey. For now, let us begin. Chapter 1. Towards the Mekong's Embrace. The rhythmic sway of the Wanderer is a familiar comfort, a gentle rocking that has accompanied me across countless landscapes. Now, it carries me deeper into Southeast Asia, towards the ancient heart of Laos. Outside my window, the scenery shifts, transforming into a tapestry of intense greens. Mountains, cloaked in mist, rise and fall like the gentle breaths of sleeping giants. The air, even through the sealed window, feels thick with an unspoken humidity, a promise of the tropical world I am steadily approaching. I watch as small villages, clusters of wooden houses on stilts, occasionally appear, nestled beside winding rivers that snake through the valleys like silver ribbons. I pour myself a cup of herbal tea, its steam carrying a faint, unfamiliar fragrance, perhaps lemongrass or pandan, sourced from a small market during our last brief stop. The warmth of the mug seeps into my hands, a grounding sensation amidst the ever-changing panorama. The journey itself is a meditation, a slow unfolding of the world. There's no rush, no pressing schedule, only the steady progress of the train and the quiet anticipation of what lies ahead. Luang Prabang, the name itself, murmurs of tranquility, of ancient temples and serene dawns, a place where time is said to flow as gently as the Mekong River. The light outside is different here, softer, more diffused, as if filtered through a veil of silk. It catches the edges of broad banana leaves, making them glow with an almost ethereal luminescence. I see farmers in conical hats, tending to their fields, their movements slow and deliberate, perfectly attuned to the rhythm of the land. There's an inherent peacefulness in these scenes, a stark contrast to the bustling cities I sometimes pass through. This leg of the journey feels like a deliberate slowing down, a preparation for the unique stillness that Luang Prabang is famed for. My small compartment within the wanderer is a haven of familiar comforts. The worn leather of my satchel rests on the seat opposite, its contents my notebook, my camera, a few cherished books, a testament to my travels. The scent of old wood and paper mingled with the faint aroma of the tea creates a cocoon of calm. I lean my head against the cool glass, feeling the subtle vibrations of the train, a constant reminder of the journey's gentle momentum. I am not just a passenger, but a part of this slow passage, observing, reflecting, absorbing. The mountains grow taller, their peaks often shrouded in a persistent soft mist that lends an air of mystery to the landscape. Waterfalls, thin white threads against the dark green, cascade down steep inclines, their distant murmur too faint to hear, but easy to imagine. I think of the countless stories these ancient hills must hold, the generations of people who have lived in harmony with this dramatic yet nurturing environment. There is a raw, untamed beauty here that speaks directly to a quiet part of my soul, a part that thrives on solitude and the untouched corners of the world. As the afternoon light begins to wane, casting long shadows across the valleys, I open my notebook. The blank page awaits, a space to capture the fleeting impressions, the subtle shifts in light and landscape. I don't try to write anything profound, just simple observations. Mist clinging to the karst formations, or the vibrant green of young rice paddies. These notes are anchors, small markers of my journey, helping me to process and remember the quiet beauty that unfolds before me. The act of writing itself is a form of mindfulness, a way of being fully present in the moment. The train navigates a gentle curve, and for a moment, I catch a glimpse of a wider river in the distance, its surface reflecting the soft colors of the pre-dusk sky. Could this be a tributary of the Mekong, or perhaps the mighty river itself drawing closer? A quiet excitement stirs within me, not a restless urge, but a gentle pull toward the destination. Each clickety-clack of the wheels on the track is a syllable in a long, unfolding poem of travel, a rhythm that lulls and soothes. I close my eyes for a moment, simply listening to the sounds of the wanderer, the steady hum of its engine, the creak of the carriage, the whisper of the wheels. These are the sounds of my moving home, a place of peace and contemplation. The subtle scent of damp earth and tropical blossoms now seems to seep in more noticeably, perhaps from a window left slightly ajar further down the train, a fragrant herald of the lands we're entering. I feel a sense of calm anticipation, ready to embrace the gentle spirit of Laos. The last light of day paints the sky in hues of soft lavender and rose. The silhouettes of the mountains stand stark against the fading colors. Soon, darkness will envelop the landscape, and the train will continue its journey through the night. I will drift to sleep, rocked by the gentle motion, carrying with me the images of mist-covered hills and verdant valleys, dreaming of the serene dawns that await me in Luang Prabang, a place I feel I am already beginning to understand, even before my arrival. Chapter 2, First Light on the Peninsula. The train slows, its familiar rhythm gradually easing until the wanderer glides to a gentle halt. The air outside, when the doors finally hiss open, is remarkably fresh, cool, and imbued with a symphony of new scents. Frangipani, sweet and delicate, mingles with the earthy aroma of damp soil and a faint, intriguing trace of wood smoke. It's still very early, the sky just beginning to lighten from inky black to a soft pre-dawn gray. I step down onto a simple platform, a small, unassuming station that feels more like a quiet country stop than a gateway to a renowned town. There's a profound stillness here, broken only by the distant, almost melodic crowing of a rooster and the gentle chime of what must be temple bells, carried on the morning breeze. The air itself feels different, lighter, purer. I take a deep breath, allowing the tranquility of this place to settle over me. My prearranged transfer, a quiet man with a warm smile, greets me with a soft sabade, his voice barely disturbing the morning's peace. There's no rush, no urgency, just a calm acceptance of the new day unfolding. The journey into the heart of Luang Prabang is unhurried. We travel along a quiet road, passing traditional wooden houses with their characteristic sloping roofs. Saffron-robed monks, some young, some old, walk with serene purpose along the roadside, their presence a vibrant splash of color against the muted tones of the early morning. They seem to glide rather than walk, their bare feet making little sound on the dusty path. I observe them with a quiet respect, feeling the deep spiritual undercurrent that permeates this ancient town even before I fully arrived. The town itself, as we enter the peninsula nestled between the Mekong and Nam Khan rivers, seems to be slowly awakening. Shutters are being opened. The scent of breakfast noodles begins to drift from small open-air kitchens, and the gentle murmur of early morning activity can be heard. Yet, everything moves at a slower pace, a rhythm that feels ancient and deeply ingrained. The architecture is a beautiful blend of traditional Lao wooden structures and faded colonial villas, their pastel walls glowing softly in the nascent light. My guest house is tucked away on a quiet side street, its entrance adorned with blooming orchids. The building itself is a beautiful example of traditional Lao design, crafted from dark, polished wood. The host, an elderly woman with kind eyes, welcomes me with another gentle sabadeh and a cup of warm, fragrant tea. The atmosphere within the guest house is one of profound peace, a sanctuary from any lingering echoes of the outside world. I feel an immediate sense of having arrived somewhere special, somewhere truly restful. I'm shown to my room, a simple yet elegant space with dark wooden floors, intricately woven textiles adorning the walls, and a small wooden desk overlooking a tranquil garden. A large window framed by wooden shutters allows the soft morning light to filter in, illuminating the room with a gentle glow. There's a distinct lack of clutter, a minimalism that encourages a similar stillness of mind. I place my satchel on the bed, feeling a sense of quiet gratitude for this peaceful haven. Stepping onto the small private veranda, I overlook a lush garden filled with tropical plants and the gentle sound of water from a small, unseen fountain. The air is alive with the chirping of unseen birds and the buzz of early morning insects. The scent of frangipani is stronger here, carried on the breeze from a nearby tree. I can hear the distant murmur of the Nam Khan River, a constant, soothing presence. This place feels like an invitation to slow down, to simply be. The first rays of the sun finally break through, painting the tops of the palm trees in the garden with a golden light. The shadows shorten, and the colors of the flowers become more vibrant. It's a gentle awakening, mirroring the town's own unhurried start to the day. I feel the last vestiges of travel fatigue dissolving, replaced by a quiet curiosity and a sense of calm anticipation for the days of exploration that lie ahead in this serene corner of the world. I unpack my few belongings slowly, methodically, arranging my notebook and camera on the desk, placing a well-loved novel by the bedside. The simple act of creating a temporary home, however brief, is a ritual I find comforting. Luang Prabang, even in these first few hours, has already begun to weave its gentle spell, its peaceful rhythm seeping into my very being. I sense that my time here will be one of quiet observation, of finding beauty in the small details, and of simply allowing myself to be present in this remarkably serene dawn. Chapter 3, A Sanctuary, by the Nam Khan. The guest house is a haven of timber and tranquility. Dark polished wood forms the floors, cool underfoot, and the walls, radiating a sense of history and craftsmanship. Woven textiles, rich in color and intricate in pattern, hang like quiet storytellers, hinting at local traditions and artistic heritage. My room, though simple, feels complete. The bed is firm and inviting. Draped with a light cotton coverlet, a small, sturdy wooden desk sits near the window, already beckoning me to sit and record my thoughts, though for now I am content to simply absorb. I slide open the wooden shutters of the veranda door, and the sounds and scents of Luang Prabang flow in more freely. The gentle murmur of the Nam Khan River, just a short distance away, is a constant soothing hum, the lifeblood of this side of the peninsula. Birds call to each other from the dense foliage of the garden below a melodic chorus that speaks a world unhurried. The air carries the sweet perfume of frangipani and a faint, clean scent of damp earth, residues of the morning dew. My small veranda is a perfect vantage point. It overlooks a garden where ferns unfurl their delicate fronds and vibrant tropical flowers provide splashes of crimson and gold against the deep green. A large-leafed tree offers dappled shade, its leaves rustling softly in the slight breeze. I can see the tiled roof of a neighboring house, its faded terracotta, a testament to many seasons past. There's a profound sense of peace here, a feeling of being gently cocooned from the wider world, even as I am subtly connected to its quiet rhythms. Slowly, I unpack my worn leather satchel. Each item has its place, a familiar ritual. My notebook and a couple of well-loved pens are laid on the desk. My camera, its lens clean and ready, finds a spot beside them. A few books, companions on many journeys, are stacked neatly on the small bedside table. This act of settling in, of creating a small personal space, is always a comforting one. It transforms an unfamiliar room into a temporary home, a base from which to explore, and a sanctuary to return to. I take a moment to simply sit on the chair on the veranda, feeling the warmth of the morning sun on my face. The light here is unique, filtered through the humid air, giving everything a soft, almost luminous quality. I watch a butterfly with intricately patterned wings flit between blossoms, its movements erratic yet graceful. The pace of life here feels dictated by nature itself, by the rising of the sun, the flow of the river, the blooming of flowers. It's an invitation to shed any lingering urgency and adopt a more contemplative gait. The guest house itself seems to breathe. The wooden structure creaks softly now and then, a gentle reminder of its age and character. I can hear the distant, muted sounds of other guests, perhaps stirring in their rooms or enjoying a quiet breakfast downstairs. But there's no sense of intrusion, only a shared appreciation for the prevailing calm. The design of these traditional Lao houses, with their open spaces and natural materials, seems inherently conducive to a peaceful state of mind. I think about the journey that brought me here, the changing landscapes viewed from the wanderer. Each transition from the plains to the mountains has been a preparation for this arrival. Luang Prabang feels like a destination that requires a certain slowness of approach, a willingness to shed the pace of the modern world and embrace something more ancient, more elemental. The quietude of my surroundings isn't an emptiness, but a fullness, rich with subtle sounds, scents, and the gentle energy of a town deeply connected to its spiritual roots. Later, I might venture out, explore the winding lanes, visit a nearby temple, or simply find a spot by the river to watch the world go by. But for now, this moment of stillness is enough. This small sanctuary with its view of the garden and the murmur of the river is a perfect introduction to the spirit of Luang Prabang. It offers a space for reflection, for simply being present without the need for immediate action or distraction. The sun climbs higher and the shadows in the garden shorten. The air grows warmer, yet the shade of the veranda remains cool and inviting. I feel a profound sense of contentment, a quiet joy in the simplicity of this moment. This guest house, this room, this small balcony, they are more than just a place to stay. They are an experience in themselves, a gentle immersion into the serene heart of Laos. And I am grateful for this quiet beginning, a perfect prelude to the discoveries that await. Chapter 4. Saffron Robes at Sunrise, Takbat. The darkness before dawn holds a special kind of stillness, a hush that precedes the world's awakening. I rise while the stars still faintly glimmer, the air cool and carrying the scent of night-blooming jasmine from the garden below. There's a quiet anticipation in these pre-dawn hours, a sense of witnessing something sacred and timeless. My footsteps are soft on the wooden floors of the guest house as I make my way out into the dimly lit street, joining a few other early risers, mostly locals preparing for the day. Sakhalin Road, the main thoroughfare of the old town, is quiet, almost reverent. Locals are already setting out small woven mats and low stools along the edge of the pavement, their movements practiced and imbued with a quiet devotion. Baskets of freshly steamed sticky rice, still warm, are uncovered, their fragrant steam curling into the cool morning air. There's no chatter, only the soft rustling of fabric and the occasional quiet murmur. I find a discreet spot, set back slightly, content to observe this ancient ritual with respect. As the first hint of light bleeds into the eastern sky, painting it with soft hues of lavender and rose, a silent procession begins. A long line of monks, draped in vibrant saffron robes, emerges from the monasteries, walking in single file, their bare feet padding softly on the cool pavement. They range in age from young novices, their faces serene and focused, to elder monks whose expressions hold a deep, peaceful wisdom. Each carries an alms bowl, a simple dark vessel held before them. The locals kneel respectfully, their heads bowed as the monks approach. With graceful movements, they take small portions of the sticky rice and place it into the outstretched bowls. Other offerings, small bananas, crackers, sometimes even small packets of sweets, are also given. The exchange is swift, silent, and deeply moving. There's no eye contact, no words spoken, just a profound act of giving and receiving, a daily reaffirmation of faith and community. The air is thick with a palpable sense of devotion. And I watch, mesmerized by the rhythmic flow of the procession, the vibrant orange of the robes, a stark, beautiful contrast against the muted tones of the awakening town. The only sounds are the soft padding of bare feet, the occasional clink of a coin offered, and the gentle rustle of rice being placed into the bowls. It's a scene that has unfolded in Luang Prabang for centuries, a tradition passed down through generations, a vital thread in the spiritual fabric of this place. The line of monks seems endless, stretching far down the street. As one group passes, another appears, their saffron robes like a flowing river of light in the dim morning. The sheer number of monks from the many monasteries dotting the town is a testament to Luang Prabang's enduring status as a spiritual center. Their disciplined meditative pace, their downcast eyes, all speak of a life dedicated to contemplation and simplicity. I feel a profound sense of peace just witnessing this quiet, powerful display of faith. There's a beautiful humility in the act, both from the givers and the receivers. The monks rely on the community for their daily sustenance, and the community in turn gains merit and spiritual fulfillment from their offerings. It's a symbiotic relationship built on respect and a shared understanding of Buddhist principles. I am careful not to intrude, keeping my camera down, choosing instead to etch the scene into my memory, to absorb the atmosphere through my senses rather than through a lens. As the sun finally crests the horizon, casting its first golden rays under the temple roofs and the faces of the participants, the procession begins to thin. The last of the monks pass by, their alms bowls now laden. The locals slowly rise, gathering their mats and baskets, their faces serene. The entire ceremony has unfolded with a quiet grace, a profound sense of order and peace that leaves a lasting impression on me. It's a powerful reminder of the deep spiritual currents that flow just beneath the surface of daily life here. Walking back to my guest house as the town fully awakens, the streets now stirring with the gentle bustle of the morning market, I carry the image of the saffron-robed monks with me. The takbat was not a performance for visitors, but an authentic expression of faith, a sacred ritual offered with sincere hearts. It has set a tone for my day, perhaps for my entire stay in Luang Prabang, a reminder to move slowly, to observe with an open heart, and to appreciate the profound beauty found in moments of quiet devotion. Chapter 5. Whispers of Xieng Thong. The sun is higher now, but the morning still holds a gentle warmth as I approach Xieng Thong, the monastery of the Golden City. It stands near the confluence of the Mekong and Namkan rivers, a location that feels spiritually significant. Even from a distance, the temple's distinctive multi-tiered roofs, sweeping low in classic Luang Prabang style, are captivating. They seem to cascade downwards like a prayer, drawing the eye and quieting the mind. The air around the temple grounds feels imbued with a special serenity. I pass through the main gate, stepping into a spacious courtyard. The intricate details are immediately apparent. The walls of the Sim, the main ordination hall, are adorned with elaborate golden stenciling on a background of rich, dark lacquer. These delicate patterns depict scenes from the Jataka tales, the stories of the Buddha's previous lives rendered with exquisite artistry. I walk slowly, allowing my eyes to trace the flowing lines, appreciating the skill and devotion that must have gone into such meticulous work. One of the most striking features is the rear wall of the Sim, famous for its stunning Tree of Life mosaic. Against a deep red background, vibrant pieces of colored glass depict a large, flourishing tree, its branches laden with mythical creatures and serene figures. The sunlight catches the glass, making the mosaic shimmer and glow with an inner light. It's a masterpiece of Lao religious art, a symbol of life, enlightenment, and the interconnectedness of all things. I find a quiet spot on a low stone bench opposite it, simply gazing, letting its beauty seep in. The temple complex is a collection of several buildings, each with its own unique charm and purpose. There are smaller chapels, stupas containing sacred relics, and the monks' living quarters. I wander through the grounds, noticing the textures, the cool, worn stone underfoot, the rough bark of ancient frangipani trees, their blossoms scenting the air, the gentle cooing of doves perched on the ornate rooflines adds to the peaceful soundscape. There's a sense of timelessness here, as if the centuries have passed by, leaving only a deeper patina of peace. Inside one of the smaller chapels, the air is cool and dim. Golden Buddha statues in various postures of meditation and teaching line the walls. The faint scent of incense and beeswax hangs in the air, a familiar aroma of sacred spaces. Light filters in through small, high windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the stillness. I observe a local woman kneeling in prayer, her hands clasped, her expression one of deep reverence. Her quiet devotion adds another layer to the temple's profound atmosphere. I find myself drawn to the intricate carvings on the wooden window shutters and door panels. Dragons, celestial beings, and floral motifs are rendered with incredible detail, their forms smoothed by time and touch. Each element seems to tell a story, to whisper of ancient beliefs and artistic traditions. I reflect on the generations of artisans who dedicated their lives to creating such beauty, their work an offering, a meditation in wood and gold. The craftsmanship is not just decorative, it feels imbued with spiritual energy. The sounds within Wat Xieng Thong are muted, respectful. The occasional soft footfall of another visitor, the whisper of a breeze through the leaves of a Bodhi tree in the courtyard, the distant chant of a monk all blend into a harmonious whole. It's a place that encourages quiet contemplation, a turning inwards. I feel no need to rush, no desire to simply tick it off a list of sights. Instead, I allow myself to be present, to absorb the serenity and artistry that permeate every stone and carving. I notice the way the light plays on the different surfaces, the gleam of gold, the deep luster of lacquered wood, the matte finish of ancient stone. The architects and artists who created this place clearly understood the power of light and shadow, using it to enhance the sense of sacredness and mystery. Even the shadows seem to hold a certain depth, a quiet invitation to look closer, to discover hidden details. The entire complex feels like a carefully composed symphony of form, color, and spirit. As I prepare to leave, I take one last look at the sweeping roofs of the Sim, their graceful curves outlined against the clear blue sky. Wat Xieng Thong is more than just a beautiful temple. It's a sanctuary for the soul, a place where art, history, and spirituality intertwine seamlessly. The whispers I've heard here are not of words, but of peace, of devotion, of a beauty that transcends time. I carry that quiet sense of wonder with me as I step back out into the gentle rhythm of Luang Prabang. Chapter 6. The Weaver's Gentle Rhythm. A short, unhurried stroll from the main thoroughfare, following a quiet, leafy lane, brings me to a small cluster of wooden houses. This is Ban Zang Kong, a village known for its traditional weaving and saw paper making. I am not seeking a bustling marketplace, but rather a glimpse into the quiet artistry that thrives here. I find a modest, open-fronted workshop where a woman sits intently at a large wooden loom, its frame almost filling the small space. The air is still, save for the rhythmic sounds emanating from her work. She doesn't look up immediately, her concentration absolute. Her hands move with a practiced grace, guiding the shuttle back and forth, its wooden clack a steady beat in the afternoon quiet. Her feet work the pedals of the loom, raising and lowering the threads with a gentle rhythmic pressure. It's a dance of coordination, a symphony of movement that has clearly been perfected over many years, perhaps even generations. The emerging fabric on the loom glows with vibrant colors, deep indigos, rich crimsons, threads of shimmering gold. I stand at a respectful distance, simply observing. The complexity of the loom itself is fascinating, a marvel of traditional engineering with its myriad threads, heddles, and reeds, all working in concert. The weaver, an older woman with a serene expression, seems to be a part of the loom, an extension of its intricate mechanism. There's a deep, meditative quality to her work, a focused calm that is almost palpable. The only sounds are the rhythmic clack of the shuttle, the soft thud of the beater compacting the weft, and the occasional sigh of the wooden frame. After a few minutes, she pauses, her hands resting lightly on the newly woven section of cloth. She looks up and offers me a gentle, unassuming smile, her eyes kind and welcoming. I return the smile and offer a soft sabadeh. There's no pressure to buy, no sales pitch, just a quiet acknowledgement of my presence and interest. She gestures subtly toward the intricate pattern taking shape on the loom, a complex design of mythical creatures and geometric motifs, typical of traditional Laos silk weaving. I notice other finished pieces hanging nearby or neatly folded on a low table, shimmering silk scarves, intricately patterned wall hangings, and lengths of fabric destined to become traditional xiens, the Lao women's skirts. The colors are rich and earthy, derived from natural dyes, and the patterns speak of ancient traditions and cultural narratives. Each piece is clearly a labor of love, requiring immense patience and skill. The textures invite touch, though I refrain, content to admire their visual beauty. The weaver then turns her attention to a small basket beside her, filled with spools of brightly colored silk thread. She selects a new color, her fingers deftly tying a small, precise knot to join it to the existing thread. Her movements are economical, efficient, yet unhurried. There's a deep respect for the materials evident in her handling of the delicate silk. I reflect on the journey of these threads, from the silkworm to the dye pot, and now to this loom, where they are being transformed into something beautiful and enduring. Another woman, perhaps her daughter or niece, works quietly in a corner of the workshop, carefully separating strands of silk or winding them on to bobbins. Their shared workspace is peaceful, the atmosphere one of quiet industry and mutual understanding. There's a sense of continuity here, of skills passed down, of a tradition kept alive not through grand pronouncements, but through the daily dedicated work of hands like these. It's a humbling and inspiring sight. I spend a little more time simply watching the weaver at her loom, the gentle rhythm of her work a soothing balm. The click-clack of the shuttle becomes a kind of mantra, a sound that speaks of patience, dedication, and the creation of beauty from simple threads. It's a powerful reminder that true artistry often lies in these quiet, sustained efforts, far from the clamor of the modern world. The value here is not in speed, but in precision, in the careful placement of each individual thread. As I prepare to leave, I offer another smile and a quiet thank you. The weaver nods, her attention already returning to her intricate work. I leave Bonsang Kong with a deeper appreciation for the artistry and dedication woven into the fabric of Luang Prabang's culture. The gentle rhythm of the loom, the quiet concentration of the weaver, these images will stay with me, a testament to the enduring power of traditional craftsmanship and the serene beauty found in mindful, meticulous work. Chapter 7. Cascades and Calm at Kuang. The journey to Kuang Falls is a gentle excursion, a winding drive through rolling hills and small rural villages. The wanderer remains resting, as this is a trip best made by a smaller local vehicle. The air grows cooler and fresher as we ascend slightly, the landscape becoming even more lush and verdant. The sounds of the town give way to the chirping of cicadas and the calls of unseen birds. There's a sense of leaving the cultivated world behind and entering a realm governed by nature's own design. I've chosen to arrive early, hoping to experience the falls before they become too busy. As I step out of the vehicle, the first thing I notice is the sound, a distant, gentle roar, the promise of cascading water. A shaded forest path leads the way, dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy of the tall trees. The air is noticeably cooler here, carrying the scent of damp earth, decaying leaves, and the unmistakable clean fragrance of fresh flowing water. Butterflies with vibrant wings flit across the path ahead. The path meanders alongside a series of shallow terraced pools, their water an astonishing shade of turquoise. The limestone-rich water, flowing over the travertine tiers, creates these natural basins, each one more inviting than the last. The clarity of the water is remarkable. I can see smooth pebbles and fallen leaves resting on the bottom. The sound of the main falls grows louder with each step, a captivating symphony of nature. I pause by one of the lower pools, watching the water spill gently from one tier to the next. Further up the trail, the main cascade comes into view, a magnificent torrent of water plunging some 60 meters over a sheer cliff face into a large, deep pool below. The power and beauty of it are breathtaking. Mist rises from the base of the falls, creating a cool, refreshing spray that drifts through the air. The sunlight catches the mist, occasionally forming fleeting rainbows. I find a smooth, dry rock at a safe distance and simply sit, absorbing the spectacle. The roar of the water is immense, yet strangely calming, a powerful natural white noise. Despite its grandeur, there's an inherent tranquility, to Kuang. Perhaps it's the lush green surroundings, the way the water carves its path through the forest, or the sheer, unadulterated beauty of the place. I watch as a few early visitors swim in the designated pools, their laughter echoing softly, but it doesn't detract from the overall sense of peace. I choose not to swim myself, content to be an observer, to feel the cool mist on my skin and listen to the eternal song of the water. I decide to explore one of the smaller, less frequented paths that branch off from the main trail. It leads me through denser foliage, past giant ferns and tangled vines, to a quieter section of the stream above the main falls. Here, the water flows more gently, gurgling over moss-covered rocks. Small, delicate wildflowers grow along the banks. It's a more intimate encounter with the water, a chance to appreciate its softer voice, its more subtle movements. I dip my fingers into a cool, clear rivulet, the sensation refreshing. The forest itself is a vital part of Kuang's charm. Tall trees provide a dense canopy, creating a sense of being enveloped by nature. The air is rich with the scent of vegetation. I notice the intricate patterns of bark on the trees, the variety of leaf shapes, the calls of birds hidden high in the branches. It's a reminder of the complex ecosystem that supports these beautiful falls, a delicate balance that deserves respect and preservation. I spend a good while simply sitting, listening, and observing. The play of light through the leaves, the constant motion of the water, the vibrant colors of the pools, it's a feast for the senses, yet one that calms rather than overwhelms. Kuang is a place that invites contemplation, a place to feel a deep connection with the natural world. It's a powerful antidote to the noise and distractions of modern life, a sanctuary of flowing water and verdant green. As I make my way back down the path, the early morning crowds have begun to arrive, but the experience of having witnessed the falls in their quieter moments lingers. The image of the turquoise pools, the roar of the main cascade, the coolness of the forest air, these are impressions that will remain vivid. Kuang Falls is more than just a scenic spot. It's a place of natural power and profound beauty, a refreshing balm for the spirit, and a highlight of Luang Prabang's tranquil embrace. Chapter 8. Sunset over the Mekong. As late afternoon begins to soften the edges of the day, I find myself drawn towards the Mekong River. There's a particular magic to Luang Prabang at this hour, a golden glow that settles over the town as the sun commences its slow descent. I choose not to climb Pussy Hill today, anticipating it might be busy. Instead, I seek out a quieter vantage point, a small, unassuming riverside cafe with a few simple wooden tables overlooking the wide, slow-moving expanse of water. The air is warm, carrying the scent of river mud and distant cooking fires. I order a simple glass of chilled local tea and settle into a chair, my gaze fixed on the western horizon. The Mekong, lifeblood of Southeast Asia, stretches before me like a vast, silken ribbon. Its surface, currently a calm brownish gray, reflects the pale blue of the sky. A few long-tailed boats, their engines a distant rhythmic putter, glide across the water, ferrying people and goods, their wakes creating gentle, spreading V's that ripple toward the banks. Fishermen in small wooden canoes cast their nets with practiced, graceful movements. The sun, a fiery orb, begins its unhurried dip toward the distant hazy mountains that form the far bank of the river. The transformation of the sky is a slow, captivating spectacle. Hues of pale yellow deepen into rich gold, then streaks of orange and fiery red begin to appear, painting the undersides of the few scattered clouds. The light softens, becoming richer, warmer, imbuing everything it touches with a gentle, almost ethereal glow. The frangipani trees along the riverbank seem to radiate this golden light. The surface of the Mekong becomes a mirror, reflecting the sky's dramatic display. The water transforms from gray to molten gold, then to shades of rose and lavender. The silhouettes of the boats and the distant mountains become stark and dramatic against the vibrant backdrop. There's a profound stillness that settles over the scene. Even the distant sounds of the town seem to quieten, as if everyone is pausing to witness nature's daily masterpiece. I feel a sense of awe, a deep appreciation for this simple yet incredibly beautiful moment. I watch as a family on the opposite bank gathers by the water's edge, their small figures silhouetted against the glowing sky. Children play, their laughter carrying faintly across the water. It's a scene of simple everyday life, made extraordinary by the breathtaking canvas of the sunset. This shared experience of watching the day end in such splendor connects people across cultures and languages. It's a universal moment of beauty and reflection. The colors intensify, reaching a peak of fiery brilliance before slowly beginning to fade. The reds soften to pinks, the oranges to peaches. The sun finally slips below the horizon, leaving behind a sky awash with a soft afterglow. The air cools slightly, and the first stars begin to prick the deepening indigo sky. The transition from day to night is gentle here, unhurried, much like everything else in Luang Prabang. I take a slow sip of my tea, savoring the lingering beauty and the profound sense of peace. The long-tailed boats begin to switch on their small lights, tiny pinpricks of yellow navigating the darkening water. The sounds of evening emerge more clearly now, the chirping of crickets, the distant murmur of conversations from nearby houses, the faint strains of music. The atmosphere is calm, relaxed, as the town settles into the embrace of the night. I feel a sense of quiet gratitude for having witnessed such a beautiful end to the day. This daily ritual of the sunset over the Mekong is, I realize, an integral part of Luang Prabang's soul. It's a moment of natural artistry that requires nothing from its audience but quiet appreciation. It's a reminder of the beauty that unfolds around us every day if only we take the time to pause and observe. The peace it instills is deep and resonant, a feeling that lingers long after the last colors have faded from the sky. As I walk back toward my guest house through the softly lit streets, the images of the fiery sky and the golden river remain vivid in my mind. The quiet majesty of that sunset, shared with the silent, flowing Mekong, has been another gentle gift from this serene town. It's a perfect end to a day of quiet exploration, a moment of pure, unadulterated beauty that reaffirms the simple joys of being present in the world. Chapter 9. Lanterns and Last Reflections. The evening air in Luang Prabang is soft and pleasantly warm. As darkness fully settles, the town takes on a new, gentler kind of luminescence. I decide on a final, slow stroll through the night market, which unfolds along Sisavangvong Road. It's not the frenetic, overwhelming experience of some markets, but rather a calm, almost sedate affair. Rows of stalls, covered with red awnings, are illuminated by the soft, warm glow of paper lanterns and strings of gentle lights, casting a magical ambience over the scene. I walk slowly along the central aisle, observing the array of handicrafts on display, intricately woven textiles in vibrant colors, handmade sao paper journals and lanterns, silver jewelry with traditional motifs, carved wooden items, and colorful paintings depicting serene monks and tranquil landscapes. The vendors, mostly local women, sit quietly behind their displays, their expressions patient and welcoming. There's no aggressive selling, just a gentle invitation to browse, to appreciate the artistry. The soft murmur of voices, a blend of Lao and various foreign tongues, creates a gentle hum. The scent of local snacks, grilled meats, sweet crepes, fresh fruit smoothies drifts from food stalls at one end of the market, though I find myself content with the simple sensory experience of the sights and sounds. The focus for me is not on acquiring things, but on absorbing the atmosphere, the quiet creativity, the gentle commerce that takes place under the soft glow of the lanterns. I pause at a stall displaying beautiful paper lanterns, their delicate frames covered in sa paper embedded with dried flowers and leaves. The light filtering through them is soft and diffused, creating intricate patterns. They seem to capture the very essence of Luang Prabang, delicate, handcrafted, and imbued with a gentle beauty. I watch a vendor carefully adjusting one, her movements precise and unhurried. There's a quiet pride in her creations, a connection to the materials and the tradition. My reflections turn towards my time in this serene town. The images replay in my mind, the saffron-robed monks at dawn, the intricate beauty of Xieng Thong, the rhythmic clack of the weaver's loom, the turquoise pools of Kuang, the fiery sunset over the Mekong. Each experience has been a thread in a tapestry of profound peace and quiet discovery. Luang Prabang has a unique ability to slow one's pace, to encourage a more mindful way of being. Later, back in the quiet sanctuary of my guest house room, I begin the familiar ritual of packing my worn leather satchel. Each item is folded or placed with care, my clothes, my notebook, now filled with more observations and sketches, my camera holding images of serene dawns and gentle landscapes. The process is unhurried, a quiet contemplation of the journey so far and the subtle shifts within me that each destination brings. Luang Prabang has certainly left its gentle imprint. I step out onto my small veranda one last time. The garden below is bathed in moonlight, the frangipani blossoms appearing almost silver. The air is still, carrying the faint, sweet scent of night-blooming flowers and the distant, soothing murmur of the Nam Khan River. The town is quiet, save for the natural sounds of the night, the chirping of crickets, the occasional rustle of leaves. A profound sense of peace settles over me, a feeling of deep gratitude for the tranquility I've experienced here. This town, with its gentle rhythm and deep spiritual undercurrents, has offered a true respite. It has reminded me of the beauty in simplicity, the importance of quiet observation, and the profound peace that can be found in connecting with ancient traditions and the natural world. The lanterns of the night market, with their soft, warm glow, seem a fitting symbol for the light that Luang Prabang has shone into my journey, a gentle, unassuming, yet deeply illuminating light. As I prepare for sleep, the memories of the day, and indeed of my entire stay, feel like a comforting blanket. The serenity of this place is not just in its quiet streets or beautiful temples, but in the spirit of its people, in their gentle smiles and unhurried ways. It's a serenity that I hope to carry with me as the wanderer takes me onward, a quiet echo of the serene dawns and peaceful evenings of Luang Prabang. Chapter 10. The River's Echoing Calm. The early morning air is cool and still as I make my way towards the wanderer. Luang Prabang is just beginning to stir, the first hints of dawn painting the eastern sky. The scent of frangipani and wood smoke hangs lightly, a familiar farewell. There's a quiet melancholy that often accompanies departures, even for a traveler like myself, who is accustomed to the rhythm of coming and going. Yet, it's a gentle sadness, softened by the richness of the experiences and the anticipation of new horizons. Aboard my familiar carriage, the scent of aged wood and leather welcomes me like an old friend. I settle into my seat by the window, watching as the last preparations for departure are made. The town, with its temple spires and traditional wooden houses, looks serene in the soft pre-dawn light. The memories of the past few days feel vivid, almost tangible. The silent procession of monks, the vibrant colors of the market, the tranquil flow of the Mekong. The wanderer begins to move, slowly at first, then with increasing momentum. The clickety-clack of the wheels on the tracks is a comforting, familiar sound, a signal of transition. For a short while, our path follows the course of the Mekong River. Its wide, placid surface reflects the nascent light, a shimmering expanse of silver and gray. I watch the familiar long-tail boats, already active, their forms small against the vastness of the water and the distant mist-shrouded mountains. I open my well-worn notebook, its pages now bearing the imprint of Luang Prabang sketches of temple roofs, notes on the Tak Bat ceremony, descriptions of the Kuang Falls. I review a photograph I took of the sunset over the Mekong, the fiery colors captured, yet only hinting at the profound peace of that moment. These small mementos are more than just records. They are anchors to the feelings, the atmosphere, the essence of a place. The landscape begins to change as we pull away from the river valley. The dense tropical greenery enfolds us once more, the mountains rising around us. The unique sounds of Laos, the distant calls of birds, the hum of insects, the whisper of the wind through bamboo groves become the backdrop to the train's steady rhythm. Luang Prabang, with its unique blend of spiritual serenity and natural beauty, feels like a precious gem I've been privileged to encounter. The calm I experienced there was profound. It wasn't just an absence of noise, but a positive presence of peace, a quality that seemed to emanate from the very land and its people. The gentle smiles, the unhurried pace of life, the deep respect for tradition, these are the things that create such a tranquil environment. It's a reminder that serenity can be cultivated both in a place and within oneself. I reflect on the purpose of my travels, not just to see new places, but to experience them, to connect with them on a deeper level. Luang Prabang invited such a connection effortlessly. It asked for nothing but quiet observation and an open heart. The lessons learned here are subtle, not grand revelations, but gentle reminders of the importance of mindfulness, gratitude, and finding beauty in the everyday. The train continues its journey, carrying me towards an unknown next destination. The familiar comfort of the wanderer, my moving sanctuary, allows for this seamless transition. It's a space for reflection, for processing the experiences of one place while gently anticipating the next. The echo of the Mekong's calm, the memory of serene dawns, these will travel with me woven into the fabric of my ongoing journey. As the sun climbs higher, casting its warm light into my carriage, I feel a sense of contentment. The spirit of Luang Prabang, its gentle rhythm and profound peace, will remain a cherished memory, a quiet touchstone, and as the wanderer carries me onward, I am grateful for the journey, for the discoveries made, and for the enduring tranquility that this special corner of Laos so generously shared.